give a short Dvar Torah before the Aleinu. I was in the grocery store this week, and I was in the produce section trying to open the plastic bag that you can put produce in, and it was stuck. And I didn't feel comfortable lifting up my mask and licking my finger to get friction from the moisture because it's just gross, especially during the pandemic. I thought I'd make people around me uncomfortable. And I feel like I'd been going at it for a while, and I hear this laughter, not unfriendly, but I turn around, and there's another customer in the produce section who says, "You're trying to open that bag, and you're having trouble, and I want to share my secret." I said, "Great, how do you do it?" He said, "Okay, you touch a drop of water, because the mist that comes down on the produce leaves droplets of water on the shelves." He said, "Touch a droplet of water from the shelf, rub the bag, it'll open." Worked like a charm. He had to think outside of the box, and he taught me the same, which I think is one of the themes in the story of Tamar. She's legally bound to Judah's family, and that's not a great position to be in. She can't go and marry someone else, and she hasn't yet done what is considered the right thing to do in their time, which is to try to have a child in honor of the person who's died. So she's very clever. And I think that the fact that the child produced from Tamar and Judah's union is the ancestor of King David and, God willing, the Messiah, is divine affirmation that sometimes bending the rules, thinking outside the box, being creative, is a way not only to survive, but to thrive. Indeed, it's been a theme throughout Jewish history. We've had to think outside of the box. An example would be after the Second Temple was destroyed and we were dispersed, we had to figure out if we were going to just shrivel up and die because we no longer had access to the temple, the priesthood, sacrifices, or if we were going to be creative and think outside of the box and do really awesome things like write the Talmud. We chose to thrive. I think we're living in a time now where we're being given a choice of thinking outside the box as Jews. In the last 30 years, we have become so much more inclusive of women, the LGBTQ community, Jews of color, and interfaith families. Not only have these moves of being inclusive of who we call a Jew and who we define as a Jewish leader helped us survive, but I think the variety of perspectives that have been offered and added to the way we do things has caused us to thrive. The man in the grocery store was doing me a simple kindness by showing me how to open the bag, but he got me reflecting on how now during the pandemic we're living in a time of being creative. And so I wanted to take a minute to thank all of you this morning who during this time have continued to find ways that we can meet as a community, whether it's online activities or outdoor gatherings. So whether you were someone who organized those activities or participated in those activities, good for you for thinking outside of the box during the pandemic. May we all be blessed with the ability to be creative and resourceful like our ancestor, Tamar.